Hi guys, my name is Rob Vatt. Welcome to a short presentation on Snowline and how Snowline will process credit cards for your club. So you have three choices, and it all depends on really you as a club, how you want to set it up, or you as a division, how you want to set it up. So it depends on who is holding the credit card account. All the transactions for a club will flow to one of these three, depending on what you have. So National definitely has has a credit card account, and so National can be your proxy, and then all transactions would be received by National. It's transparent to your members who are signing up and paying for things, but nonetheless, that's where it goes. It's also possible and an optional for the division to hold an account, and then you can have the division as your proxy. Or maybe if you're a larger club or you already have one and you want to, then your club can actually process the transactions. But whoever holds the account then is really the responsible organization to do the balancing, the reconciliation, to make sure that that credit card compliance rules, etc., are all followed and that. So by far the easiest is to just go straight with National holding the account, and I'll show you how that would work. So purchases are anything. It can be a membership or a donation, or you can charge for events or whatever. So it's anything that anybody buys through Snowline. That's what we're talking about. And all the transactions that you do are all going to flow to whoever your proxy is, whether it's your club, your division, or National. So here's what it looks like. So in this example, somebody is registering for CADS. They're buying a CADS membership, and the fee at the end of the day is $60. And that breakdown is $30 for CADS, $23 for the division, and then this particular club has a $7 fee as well. So the member goes in, they register, they put in their name, their card number, the date, etc., and they hit pay. So as soon as they do that, then an invoice is posted, and you have all these reports. So you can see the invoices. You'll see a payment. If this were a donation, you would see it on your donations list. And then you can see all the transactions, whether they're successful or unsuccessful. They show up on the credit card report, and all of the reports, they can be downloaded into Excel. So the next step in the chain, the transaction is processed, and at the end of the day, the money hits CAD's account. Now, they don't get all 60 because the credit card company withholds their take. Now, we're dealing with Bambora. Bambora has given us a really awesome rate of 1.9% plus 10 cents a transaction. So they withhold that from the transaction before they put the money in the account. So Amy, sitting at CADS National, her job is to make sure that all the payments and the donations that have entered into Snowline actually make it into Bambora. So all the credit card transactions are posted in Bambora, and then the money from Bambora actually hits her bank account. So she has a reconciliation job that she does periodically, and it's really not that hard because the Snowline provides the reports that basically pull all the information. So it shouldn't be such a big job for her. When she's happy that all the money has settled properly and the CADS account is balanced, then she will then run a revenue distribution job. And at the end of the day, we may end up just running this automatically, so it runs, every Friday or something like that. But we'll see how that goes. So the revenue distribution, it knows that it owes for this particular transaction, and there's going to be a lot of them all at the same time, that for this particular transaction, it owes, in this case, $22.40 goes to the division, and $6.78 goes to the club. And again, this is their $7 minus the credit card fee. So she then says, yep, this looks good. She likes the report, and that sends transfer instructions to Bambora. So Bambora takes the transfer instructions, and it says, and the instructions include the from account, the to account, and the amount. And so it executes that, and it takes, I think, 3 to 4 days in order for it to process. So Amy pulls the trigger, the instructions go to Bambora, and within 3 or 4 days, it goes to your bank. So how do you know what's going on? Well, you have access to all the same reports. So you can see you can see your payments and your donations. So that's the money that's in Snowline. And then you can see the distribution report, which says it's a total that says it's the split. So of the total payment, so your payment would show $60 in this case. Of the payment, $30 goes to CADS, 23 goes to the division, and 7 goes to you. So you have access to that. And then you can run the batch report, and the batch report goes out to Bambora, and it says, so how are we doing in this batch? And then it gives you a blow by blow on whether it's completed and successful or not. So at any time you can go in and you can say, where's my money? So that's the first scenario where CADS holds the account. So very similar, almost identical if the division holds the account, except this time, instead of the first cash hitting the CADS account, it hits the division account. And then the revenue distribution, instead of calculating the division's portion and the club's portion, it calculates what's CAD's portion and what's the club's portion. So for all intents and purposes, it's the same. And this time it sends the instructions and it's taking the money from the division and it's going into CADS, or from the division, from the division, and it's going to the club. All the reports are the same. The distribution report, it reflects that, and that's available for you to see. So you always know where things are at. And the third, you can see where this is going. And the third one, the club holds the account. And so the cash, this time it goes into the club's bank, and then the revenue distribution, it says, well, how much goes to CADS again and how much goes to the division this time? And the instructions then, Bambora will take the money out of the club and send it to the division and send it to the club. So that's how the three different scenarios work depending on who holds the merchant account. So what if it's cash? You may have you may have 9 students that show up and they're all from the same school or whatever, and you're going to do them on a spreadsheet. So you have your students fill in their information, and then your person enters that into Snowline. So and then every one of these people then they're all members now. So they have an account, and whatever membership you buy, and you define what the memberships are, and you may have a volume discount or a one-time deal or something like that, where that you've worked out with the division and with National. So National might say, yeah, you can have a one-day membership, it's $10. And the division might say, yeah, we have $4 surcharge on that, so it's 14. And you might say, well, we're not going to add anything to that, so it's $14 per student. And that, you've defined that ahead of time, and you set that up when you set your club up. So Snowline knows how much of the split, again, it's the same thing. So they pay you, you deposit the check into your bank account, and then when revenue distribution runs, it sees the payment, it knows what the split is. So again, same thing. So it runs a distribution report, and then it calculates how much goes from the club to CADS and how much goes from the club to the division. And this has nothing to do with your merchant account. This is simply moving money between the bank accounts. And that's how funds will be processed in Snowline. If you have any questions, definitely get in touch with us. We'll be getting in touch with you to help you get your club set up. Make sure that all your bank information is in there properly. And there's some paperwork for you to do, and so we'll be following that up this summer. Thanks for listening.